Hello, good afternoon. Perhaps not an afternoon, maybe midnight, but it matters not. Regardless, um, I'm on a new system. Let's say we upgraded, and I'm on Windows, of course, since this is a fresh install. So, of course, you know what that means. I'll be testing out some of my old Windows games that I made years ago, maybe 4 years ago, perhaps. And, I'll be just running through them for the one time before I inevitably install Debian Linux on this machine. And yeah, that's it. So let's buckle in, buckle your straps in. We're gonna go on a ride through some very fun but also very scuffed projects. So first, of course, the trick to do it because some of these are corrupted, some of these are lost media, let's say. So we're gonna start with a code blocks setup. Code blocks, the old IDE on Windows that gets you to code in C++ and stuff. This is what I started on. I think I started with DevCpp, and then at some point it stopped working because it didn't use the MinGW compiler pack. So I decided to just install code blocks, and code blocks worked wonderfully. And I wrote a bunch of games in SFML with code blocks. Among them weren't actually games; they were just little, demonstrations. I just love writing those. All right, let's look at this. Oh, look at even the icon. Code blocks installation. Welcome to Code Block Setup. Setup will guide you through the installation of code blocks. It's recommended that you close all other applications. Well, I can't do that, to be honest. Before starting setup, this will make it possible to update relevant system files without having to reboot the computer. I don't know about that. Just install the program, buddy. And of course, GPL. This is version 3. Okay, that's cool. It's good to know. I used to think that the GPL meant that the programs that I wrote under the IDE had to be distributed in GPL. And this is back when I didn't understand what the GPL was. I just saw Free Software Foundation, I think, and I just did not like it. Yeah, I agree, it's fine. I'm not going to distribute code blocks anyway. Yeah, install all of this stuff, MinGW compiler suite. Yeah, we'll go the full Monty. And 1 gig. Okay, now we just wait. It already put up an icon, and there's a bunch of stuff going along. We'll just wait while this installs. There's a lot of WX widgets, there's Clang. Now I know what these things are, LLVM and Clang. It's fun to go back. I used to not know a thing that was going on my screen. I just wrote code in C++, and to be honest, I don't think I'm the best C++ programmer anyway. Not that anyone is, it's just a strange language to go, to handle. It works though. And I wrote some dandy scuffed games in it. Many scuffed games. Or many versions of one game. I lost a lot of these, the old games. I did not preserve my source code, even though I should have. Then I could go back and play these old scuffed games and then try them out. Wait, does anyone remember Delegated? I need to make that video public. The old video for Delegated. Yeah, I need to make that public. There's CMake. Interesting. Now, I have one very strange project that I found in some of my backup folders, and sadly, the source files are corrupted. So there's no. It's very difficult to get the original source code that I wrote for that game or that program. But it was a minimal 3D renderer, and that was, I think, at the time when I started to do WoWcraft Evolved. It was before I switched to Linux. That was the first time I handled a 3D render. It was just so interesting to have this like program that got points on a screen and made it look like a 3D thing. Do I want to run code blocks now? Yes, I'd like to. But yeah, I don't think that that project will open up in code blocks unless there's some magic involved. Hi, code blocks. Close the program. No, don't report it to Microsoft. Whatever. Next, we close the setup. Open up actual code blocks. Please open up. Look at the projection on this thing. It's not correct. Oh, here it is. Nice. So, let's see. It says compiler's auto detection. At least one compiler's master path is still empty and therefore invalid. Inspect the list below and change the compiler's master path later in the compiler options. Alright, so there's a bunch of C compilers, whatever. There's a Cygwin GCC compiler. That's nice. You can compile with GNU GCC and GNU GCC MinGW. Interesting. And that's it. There's the MinGW pack. I'll use MinGW64. And let's set that as our default. And we'll go use a different compiler if we encounter any problems. Oh, oh, look at this IDE. This thing's so ugly. CodeBlocks is currently not the default application for C and C++ source files. Do you want to set it as default? Yes. Yes, please. Thank you. And project files from other IDEs, yes. Oh. Look, it even has the logs. Ugh. Look at this disgusting interface. It's so like, how do I say? Let's say nostalgic. How did I ever, I'm at a loss for words. How did I ever manage to withstand this editor? Now I use Emacs. Thank God, because look at this thing. Oh, there's games. Okay, wow. We have Snake and Tetris. Let me see. Where are the games? BYO games. Oh, there's Seed, Snake, and Tris. Snake. Yep, I'm the green guy, and I'm eating the blue blocks. If only I wrote a Snake game. Wow, peak gameplay, huh? Oh, it doesn't even let you lose. It just restarts from the beginning. And it also ran Fortran. I don't know why it didn't learn Fortran also. Interesting. Anyways, let's look through some projects here. Let's open 3D renderer. Which one am I supposed to run? Layout, CBP. Let's open up 3D renderers, whatever file. Parsing 0 files took 0 milliseconds. That's happy term. That's certainly a good thing. Let's try run so it has a bunch of errors around these two libraries, libgcc and libstd++-6. Let me just install them real quick. I think I have them in downloads. No, I don't. Let me just go back and set that up while I pause the recording. Of course, we'll be right back, folks. Okay, I'm back. So I've done that. I've installed some dubious dynamically linked library files from the internet, random websites. I'm slapping things together. As you can see, I installed these two. Let's run 3drenderer.exe. What a small executable it is. It's 200 kilobytes. Let's run it. Unable to start correctly. What? Why though? I, perhaps it's not in the right folder. Let's put it back in its folder. Let's put it back in debug and run it. Like, what do I do now? I pasted it here. Should work. WinP thread 1 was not found. What is this error code? I'm getting 1,000 error codes. These programs are not kept well together. WinPthread1.dll. Now to install more dubious dynamically linked libraries that I have not authorized. Of course. Alright, so I have tried. I have tried long and hard to uh, get this program to run 3D renderer. I've tried replacing libraries, and when I have all the libraries set up, I have them all 64-bit, and I have all the libraries that the error messages ask for. As soon as I run this program, I get errors like this, wherein the entry points to it just don't work. Window 9 poll event ERNS 5 event E could not be located in the dynamic link library, such and such. And honestly, I am not in a mood to be super duper finicky with this, so let's try to keep the same tone that I started this with, and let's close code blocks, or let's keep code blocks open for the moment. I will simply get out of here and I will go to the WowaCraft projects, because these are the ones that I have. Let's try WowaCraft Alpha. No, I made a mistake. Let's try. Please let me go into there. WowaCraft Alpha 1 distribution. Everything is packed in. And here's a README. Let's read the README. Oh, we have a CPP file too, and this one actually is a real code file. Oh, look at this code. This is horrendous. Global variables? Yuck. Anyways, we also have an wildcraft.exe, just nothing else. It's pretty simple. And we have 3 files and that's it. README. Wildcraft has 2 modes, debug and gameplay. You begin your game in debug mode. This was the first line that was ever distributed, to my knowledge, for WoWcraft. And it says WoWcraft has 2 modes, debug and gameplay. You begin your game in debug mode. I was not taking this seriously. Tab to switch modes, and then we have, of course, the strangest thing here. North, south, east, west, up, and down. Down was X, but I didn't add that. I'll explain why that is right now, why the controls are like that, because everyone, all the people interested in the Wildcraft project keep asking me why that is. So you have the W key. It's here, right? have the A key.